championships in the garnered gold for us down there in her weight category. I want to understand more about powerlifting and the difference between powerlifting and weightlifting and all of that, but that's her area of expertise. So she will break that down for us on our journey to where she's now, where she's a world champion. So, I mean, the words world and champion together, I mean, that's levels. So, I mean, I'll allow her to toot her own horn and see she's smiling in the background. So, I hope she won't be too modest about it.
Before we go to Sami, Kane just recently returned from your little...
Yeah, I wasn't here last week, but I mean...
So, what were your drawbacks, your takeaways from...
No, later on in the show, I'll dive into my whole coaching tenure down there, but I mean... I'm back in studio and the first show in August, and we all know that August is the best month.
It's the prime month.
The best month of the year, because I mean, a lot of things happen. Independence, emancipation. I mean, my birthday, just to say a few things. But again, I want to big up all the listeners out there. Fit FM 96.7, Facebook, YouTube. I mean, the Primal 4K app. I mean, this show wouldn't be possible without you, with all the viewers. And you know, later on in the show, the controversial boss is lining up. I know has some hot topic to talk about, whether it's UFC, track and field. I mean, Elaine making the team, Sunshine. I mean, that's a story for later on in the show. But before we dive into the Reggae Girls, because we know that won't take up out of our show, because you said it first, and I rubbish your theory on the show that Jamaica will not come out the group. They were saying nah, Peter was saying nah, and you said the Reggae Girls will come out the group. And they come out the group, and everybody's saying, hey, Colombia, hey. And this whole independence emancipation team, and you know, the girls them taking over and running. According to Dale, my next coach, who is not here with us today, had some business to attend to, but he'll probably join us later on the show. But right now, it's time for an interview with another world champion here on Primal Sports, because I mean, I'd like to welcome Sami DePass to Primal Sports Desk.
What's up, guys? Are you hearing me well?
We're hearing it loud and clear.
I just want to put this out there. I'm not a world champion.
You're not?
World champion in the 76 kilogram category is actually Carlina Tongotea. Okay. She placed first at the world champion. So what had happened, why I think some people are a little bit confused, is because I placed first in the B group.
Okay.
And when the prime time went on, you know, if Jamaicans don't see somebody who is Jamaican in there, them not bother watch. So them just I'm not watching that anymore. And they were like, oh, she won. But I actually ended up coming 7th overall. Right.
But you placed first in your category at a world championship.
I placed first in the B group, which is impressive for my first worlds. I won't say no. But overall, I came 7th with the total that I had got in the B group.
That means you're a category A powerlifter then in the world.
Absolutely.
Because you done category B now, because you are the world champion in the category B, because it won't be modest with it, because there's levels and there's stages. Because I remember that I went to a world championship for table tennis and I won Division 5. And, you know, there's 5 divisions, and then we move up. So I'm saying, but we're higher than Division 5. We're world champions in Division 5. We didn't win the world championship, but we won a division, and to us, that was a big thing. So don't downplay it.
You're still a world champion.
Yeah. There's levels. And I say 7th overall in the world, again, is a feat. So tell us about your preparation before you went to the world championships, because I want to know what a powerlifter does. I mean, your training program, your schedule. Break that down for us in your eyes, your preparation. What you have to do, you know what I mean? No partying, I don't understand all of that, but you know, breakfast. Just run us down on what a powerlifter goes through.
Yeah, man. So let me give you guys a little bit of background on what powerlifting is, just so that people understand it, because we get looped in with the weightlifters very often.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Don't put nothing over our head. We're not clean and jerking anything. So what we do is squat, bench, and deadlift. You have 3 attempts in each of those lifts to lift the maximal weight that you can lift. And your goal is basically to cultivate the biggest total that you can cultivate with those 3 attempts in each squat, bench, and deadlift. And that is what places you in your weight class. So I'm a 76 kg lifter, which is around 167 pounds. So you have to be 167 pounds or below to be in that weight category. And then we also have 69 kilograms, which is a weight class below us. So you basically have to be from 69 all the way up to 76 to be in our weight class.
Yeah.
And that is what basically gives you IPF GL points and a little more technical jargon. But for me, as I guess you could say elite or professional powerlifter, I typically train 4 times a week. I do squat, bench, and deadlift I basically do depends on my training cycle, like if I'm about to prep for competition or not. But typically what happens is that I squat and I deadlift on the same day, and then I only bench on the days that I bench. So I don't do SBD, which is what some lifters find works for them. But I found that I was just getting too fatigued. I think that the heavier your weights get, the easier it is for you to become fatigued. So I had to cut down from 5 days to 4, and that's been way more manageable for me. And then obviously I have to eat a lot of protein. I have to keep myself very hydrated. I sleep a lot. I literally probably go to sleep at 9:30 or 10 o'clock every night. There's no party, there's no gallivanting. I mean, some people can do that, but me,
I understand. I understand. I understand, yeah.
Sami, why powerlifting? Typically we associate.
Yeah, why you get into powerlifting?
Why powerlifting?
So this is so funny. So I actually broke one of my nails, and I went to the nail tech today quickly to finish to like them.
Yeah.
And somebody said to me, I was wearing my NPAJ Gansey, and them said, "Oh, what team do you compete for?" So I said, "Oh, I'm a powerlifter. I'm actually Jamaica's #1 female powerlifter." And they said, "Oh, but you look soft." I mean, I said to myself, what does that even mean, right? And they said to me, "Oh, you know, I guess when we think of powerlifters, we think of males and that them tough." And I was saying to myself, why is it that we ascribe strength to men, right? There's no actual reason, considering we live in a society of so many powerful women, so many strong women. We always assume that a male-dominated sport is strictly supposed to be that way, right? We don't really question those things. So the reason why I got into powerlifting is because I was naturally strong, and I decided to do something with it. I used to go to the gym, lift up heavy weights, and people would be like, "Oh my God, you're so strong." And one day I said to myself, why don't I do something with this?
Yeah.
That was that.
Oh, so powerlifting. So out of the 3, because I know which one I hate the most, you know. Which one you think is your best area, and which one you think is the one you need to work on the most? I wouldn't say worse, because remember you're category A, you know. So which one you think you're the best in, and which one you would need to work on more to get up, I said, moving from 7 to 8, the podium next time around?
Exactly. I would say that my favorite is a toss-up between squat and deadlift. My deadlift is very loyal, and I would say what I need to improve on the most is my bench. My father actually said something to me that I took very personally. He was like, "I don't really understand these numbers. Why is your bench so low? Like, why is it so low compared to your other lift?" I'm saying, "No, I can't make my father think about me." So I've been doing extra work on my bench, and I actually went from lifting 225 to 243 in like one cycle. So I took that personally, and I'm coming to that next PR.
But usually your legs stronger than your arms still. I mean, with most people.
Exactly. Bench is all about technique, and once you figure out your technique, it's up from there. So I have all faith that my bench will get itself together.
Yeah. So. For me, I hate deadlift though. I don't know why. I prefer doing squats and bench, but deadlift, I don't know. It's just, I find it awkward and strenuous. I don't know. Maybe my technique is off, but I don't like deadlift. Deadlift just seems, I can't describe it.
Sami, are you the only female powerlifter for Jamaica, or you have a team or a group?
Okay, so we do have a team. Currently, I am the only Jamaican female powerlifter that competes internationally. We do host nationals every year. The NPAJ has done an amazing job with that. Kudos to them for finally being able to compete internationally. So for each category, we have somebody who has won that category, but you are only eligible to compete internationally, I would say, if you have a certain IPF point.
A certain standard.
International international competition. So basically, Jamaica is not sending you unless you're coming first, second, or third.
Yeah, unless you qualify for that standard where.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. So that means you're sort of the breakthrough athlete now to make sure that other people come along with you, because I mean, you want more females, as I said, being dominant in the sport and spreading female powerlifting. Because I mean, this is where it's starting.
Being the first to do anything is incredibly terrifying. Scott Jennings and I were the first Jamaicans to compete at Worlds ever.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure, you know, that's a lot of nerves. That's a lot of trying to do your people proud. And I think that we did a great job for our first showing. But I would love to see more Jamaican women and men at Worlds competing at that level in powerlifting. And the only way to get there is through more support and more educational platforms for powerlifting to get the word out. And I think NPIJ has done a good job of trying to spread the word.
So where do you train? Where are you based? Where are you based?
I train at Hard End. Simply because I think they have the best equipment. If you're listening, Hard End, beg you, though, you can make me train for free.
Big up Hard End, yeah. I used to go to Hard End back when I used to go gym. I mean, but yeah, the equipment there is top of the line.
But Sami, I've been going through your progress. It seems like you have been built for this, because 2019 you were first at a tournament in America. 2021 you were also first at Nationals. 2022, obviously 2020 there wasn't any championship, but you have been finishing first, and you were built for this. This is your thing.
Yeah.
I do actually genetically, I think I have a body type that suits powerlifting. I mean, I'm short, I have broad shoulders, my ribs are very wide, and I think that of course has helped. I also, not to toot my own horn, but I am very disciplined. I don't really take time off. But at the same time, Worlds was the first competition that I went to where I was like, yo, there's no way you're coming first. And that's a very new feeling of being challenged. And it actually, I've taken it very personally that I came seventh. It's like renewed my efforts back in the gym. Like, don't be complacent. Don't take for granted that you're first. There's always somebody behind you trying to take your spot. And you have
trust me, I know the feeling.
You have to keep it up. You can't let go off of the gas just because you're number one.
Yeah.
Are you at any time persons find you intimidating because hey, she's a powerlifter?
Absolutely. Guys in the gym joke all the time about the fact that they are not squatting while I'm squatting. They're not deadlifting while I'm deadlifting. You know, if you go to the gym and you see a woman squatting 430 pounds, you're like, up with that girl. You know, you feel away about
something not right. Yeah.
I think that there are some people who will be intimidated, and then the second that they get to know me and then they realize that I'm friendly and that I'm outgoing and that I will talk about powerlifting with anybody, I'm super encouraging to people who are just starting. I think that they realize that there's nothing to be intimidated about. If you work hard, you can get this strong too.
What's the average age or the max age for a powerlifter? You're pretty young. You're still within that young age group, and I think you may have a bigger future in there. Do you have any plans on going to the Olympics or taking it another step further?
So right now, powerlifting is actually not an Olympic sport. So I would love for eventually, while I'm still at my prime, quote unquote, for me to be able to go to the Olympics and that we do become an Olympic sport. I would say the average age of a powerlifter is 30. Some maybe a little bit younger, but there are powerlifters who are in their 40s and still kicking. I mean, it's really powerlifting is a very personal sport because it's very individualized to what you are capable of doing. So it's a very, like, there's no telling. When you stop is when you decide to stop, not because you're too old or too young.
So would you make the transition from a powerlifter to a weightlifter?
No, you want a clean and jerk. No, I prefer deadlift than clean and jerk still.
I'm not going to say no, right? I'm never going to limit myself, but to be honest, powerlifting is my passion. I still get fired up every single time I go to the gym and lift weights, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon. So the second I'm not as invested in powerlifting, maybe I'll say, all right, take up something else. But for right now, I have no plans of changing my sport.
So what's next? I mean, the championship just finished in Malta. What's next up for Sami DePass in the near future?
Oh, thanks for asking. So actually, I am competing next Wednesday in Cayman Islands at NAF. So you guys caught me right before I'm leaving. I leave Monday morning to go to Cayman. I compete on Wednesday, and after that, I'm hopeful that I will be competing at Worlds next year. But that is all dependent on how nationals goes, and that's about it. So
what the event? What type of event is it in Cayman? It's a regional or just for Cayman? It's a Caribbean Championship. What event is it in Cayman?
So Cayman is the North American Powerlifting Federation. So it's all of North America, Canada, United States, the Caribbean, and you go, you compete. When you win, you are basically North American champion. So I'm
vying for the North American title.
Right. So I was last year a North American champion. I won, and this year.
So hold on. We won't start over this interview. We won't start from top because I don't want to say why are you worrying about this information. You have to let the people know. You have to let the people know, man. Yeah, I know you don't want to toot your own horn, but you know. So this now, like how we said, you're not the world champion, you want the category B. You are the North American champion.
Yes, I am the North American.
Tell the people about this, man. Yeah, talk about things there, man.
So I am North American champion.
One question from the internet. So Sami, you attend the Harden gym. If you and I were approaching the door at the Harden gym, would it be okay for you to hold the door open for me?
I mean, if that's what you're about, if you're telling me.
I mean, I see him come on the show in Barbie shirt, you know, so I don't know.
It's the Ken and Barbie.
It's the Ken, because, yeah, so I'm not too sure. But, yeah.
That's what you're into.
Well, yes, tell us. So last year you were the North American champion for your weight category.
Is there prize money involved?
Yes, absolutely not. Powerlifting is a sport that is notoriously underpaid. So there are some money meets, but unfortunately that wasn't one of them. I actually broke 3 records for the North American region at that event.
Oh yeah. Yo, hold back all this info on us. Tell the people, I mean.
The squat record, I broke the deadlift record, and I broke the total record. So this time when I go, it will be my title that I'm trying to retain. There is a good bit of competition. So to be very honest, I don't know which way it's going to play.
So this will be on Wednesday in Cayman Islands to defend your North American title.
Exactly.
Okay. So is there anywhere we can go and watch it? I mean, or follow what's going on. I mean, promote it.
Yeah, man, there's a YouTube link, and I will share it with you guys so that you can post it on your page. I also have it on my Instagram, Stronger with Sam. I always keep my followers in the loop. I sort of do like day of preparations until it's go time. Like I let people know that I've weighed in. I let them know that, we make weight because sometimes it's a little bit dicey. I keep people in the loop. Once it's go time though, I'm offline. I'm focused. I'm doing what I need to do to win. And you don't really hear from me until it's done, and you kind of see the results. And we talk about it. And
honest, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, right now over 32,000 people are listening and watching. So, I mean, tell us where they can watch it on YouTube. Your page where they can follow, give us his Instagram, Stronger with Sam on Instagram, and promote it because we're all supporting you. I hope you defend your title. And I mean, from strength to 10, next year again, World Championships. And I mean, for sure you'll be back on Primal sometime in the near future. Tell us about what happened and what took place and all of that. And I see you being modest, which is all fair, but hey.
Let me tell you why I'm being modest, right? Because this is a game that yesterday's points don't win today's game, right?
That is correct. Mm-hmm.
I can go and I can show up and I can say, oh, I'm the best. I have better total, better this, better that. But the reality is, if I show up that day and the thing flopped,
mm-hmm. But the
reality
of it is, you are the North American champion.
I am.
And you're top 7 in the world in your.
I am.
And we are going from strength to strength, and with your discipline and your fortitude, I mean.
So Sami, tell me please, is it the oxtail or you think?
Well, my father says yam.
Yeah, we work with that one.
But oxtail is definitely my favorite food, so.
Yeah, it could be.
That as well.
It could be as well.
So I'm guessing that you'll be going for those records again, right?
I'm going for all of them this time. I doubt I will. The person who is my closest contender has an amazing bench. So she will probably take that bench record. I'm not really sure. She went up a weight class, so I'm not really sure what her squat and deadlifts are. So we're kind of going into this blind. So I'm hoping to retain those records and push them even further, because at Worlds, So at North Americans last year, I squat 408 pounds, okay? Wow. At Worlds, I squat 430 pounds, okay? Yeah. So this time, I'm trying to push that even further.
That's 22 pounds more.
Keep in mind that Worlds was June 16th, so my body has had no time to recover. I went right into prep for North Americans right as I came back from Worlds. So my body's really beat up. I'm tired, but I'm doing my best. I have my eyes on the prize, but it is what it is.
What happens, I know you'll go out there and represent the country proud and do your best. So I want to thank you for taking the time out. And telling us about where it started, where it's going, and we'll keep track of your progress. And from here, we're wishing you all the best. We're supporting it, and I'm sure that's an extension of the whole Jamaica. So go out there, lift away, and hey, Team Jamaica. So thank you again. And keep us posted. And we promote it on our page. And everybody who's listening, follow you, give you support, and we'll be watching. And hey, go out there and just rep and do the best.
Thank you guys so much for having me. It has been such a pleasure to talk about powerlifting. I will keep you guys in the loop, of course, and I will be talking to you guys on my Instagram, Stronger with Sam, about this coming up in Cayman. And, I really, really appreciate you guys having me on just to talk about this amazing sport. And I hope that this maybe inspires some more people to take up a barbell, not just to be strong, but for your health, mental and physical.
All right, thank you. I love it. All right, all the best, and we'll see and talk to you soon.
Yeah, man, little more.
All right, big up. All right. So that was an interesting interview with Sami DePass, the national champion and the North American regional champion, and came back from
more that she's not saying.
Yeah, because she did well in the World Championships last month in Malta, and all the best for next week.
7th in the world. Overall.
Yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, so
amazing.
She competes in the 75 kg category, and squat, bench, and deadlift. Yeah, powerlifting. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
So we move from one powerlifter to the power talker.
From one tower of strength.
I see him come out, looking barbarific right now.
What's the name of the movie? Yes, on the
Oppenheimer or whatever.
So I had to find something.
Appropriate. So time for sports commentary.
So today on sports commentary, I just wanted to say one quick thing about Miami and Miami football team. That once again, we hear that possibly Mr. Suarez will be going to Miami. I'm not sure about Iniesta. The last report I read suggested that Iniesta was joining. I think that Miami team is going to play some lovely ball. I know it's a lot of old guys, but I think that the harmony that those guys achieved at Barcelona, if those guys bring anything like that to Miami. And I was just in the States 2 weeks ago, and the club football looking good in America. I went to watch Cincinnati FC play, and the organization, The quality of the football field. We don't have a football field near to that in Jamaica. Nothing, there's no surface you can play on in Jamaica that can be the equivalent of what the man is playing in Miami. Getting back to football shortly. But what do you guys make of an article that I saw that said regarding the Women's World Cup? Nigeria, Jamaica, and South Africa's success owes nothing to those who failed them. You know what it's about?
Yeah.
What they're saying is that Nigeria, South Africa, and Jamaica, we struggled because we got no support from our federations, we got no money, and we had to find this money by going to GoFundMe and cake bakes and cookie thing to get to the World Cup. But is that really true? Did our girls have to hustle for money in order to make it to the World Cup? Because, you know, the international press, you know, love these kind of arms out, you know. They love these things. They love this story of the underdog, the downtrodden person that come up and, you know, adversity. We have a corrupt JFF and we have wicked people in government fighting against the girls. The girls had to hide and play. You know, like they go to a school and then they play late afterwards and everybody gone and they play in the dark. You know, this kind of stories. Yeah. Jamaica bobsled. You know, they love them kind of story. And I'm saying that I think that our girl, Bonnie Shaw, did us a disservice. I watched the interview with Ian Wright when Ian Wright was kind of egging her on. Mm-hmm. You did it, and nobody helped you, right? Nobody helped you. He was kind of egging her on. And I'm not going to beat up Bonnie Shaw because I feel that her statement, she was kind of feeling euphoric. She just qualified. We knocked out Brazil. I'm saying the thing backwards. But and so she was kind of pulled away by the interviewer. You know? It's like you turn up and the man say you're tired, right? It's almost a suggestion. Ian Wright did her. And so I'm going to blame Ian Wright on this whole thing. And even when I saw this GoFundMe, you know, when I saw the GoFundMe, the one that everybody's talking about, it didn't feel legitimate to me. I don't want to say I thought it was a scam, but it never felt legit to me that they have to do this, because I am aware that that FIFA pays for all the participating teams in the World Cup. And the deeper you go, the more money you get, right? So all I can say is I hope the girls continue to go deep. And that they can, I can see them going deep, you know, because to me, women's football is a lottery. It's a bunch of ladies kicking the ball up and down. and hopefully it will go into the goal at one side or the other. There is not that much skill component to it. Bonnie Shaw is a skillful player. There's not that much skill to women's football that determines one team over another. I mean, Colombia might have one good girl. Jamaica have one or two, a good goalkeeper. USA have 7 or 8 good girls. I will admit that. But generally speaking, it's the randomness of the football is what is creating the results we're seeing. Have you ever seen more upsets in a tournament than this? Italy losing to this one, and you know, and so it's a lot of upsets. And the reason you're having the upsets is because it's an upset because we have an expectation. I think that when a man said we're playing against France, you think it's France we're playing against. And when a man said Jamaica playing against Italy, it's you know, there's no big baller on the France team like you know, like
Mbappe,
like Mbappe and all these guys. It's just some French girls kicking the ball up and down. So when you hear that so-and-so is seeded, Jamaica is ranked 98. 98 countries don't play women's football, or 55, whatever it is. Women's football is a very rare event. It's a novelty. I don't think you could run a TV show based on women's football. We're going to watch this week, we're not watching next week. Right, as far as I'm concerned. But speaking of upsets, there was last week there was a big fight. Crawford was fighting against Spence. I didn't know who to choose. I hadn't seen enough of Spence. I'd seen Crawford fight before and so on. And they say he's the greatest pound for pound. I don't think so. I think the quality of boxing has really fallen down. I think that most male athletes are going into mixed martial arts now. They're not going into boxing. The people who stay in boxing, yeah, it's a bit of a throwback. But I saw him beat Spence soundly.
Convincingly.
He exploited his openings and he shot some clean shots. So once Spence hit the ground the first time, He struggled to get up. He struggled for two more knockdowns. And it was one-sided affair to me. I think that Spence lost too much weight. In my opinion, he had a weight cut, and the weight cut, he was weak. I just didn't say embassy, the energy. And on the real fighting now, UFC 292, Justin Gaethje beat Dustin Poirier. But I mean, it's a good thing I never made a prediction, because I would have predicted Poirier would have won. But Gaethje got him with a roundhouse kick. He didn't see it's a blindside kick, knocked the man out, and it's a out cold knockout, you know. Once he hit his head, he was out. So I don't know. Those of you invest in the stock market would have noticed that the chairman, CEO of Dollar Finance quit suddenly. And you know, I've been watching that stock, and that stock was dropping steadily. Supreme Ventures went and bought 15% of the stock. It shot up, and then all of a sudden I see the CEO resign. I don't know, Jamaica don't really have any insider trading rules, but it looked very suspicious to me. And I've been watching the stock of that company as well as First Rock, who are both heavily invested in dollar. And I see a lot of things happening in the financial sector now that we can't explain. Mr. Leachin leave, then Mr. comes back and people get fired, chairman resign, all this kind of thing. Financial sector very shaky now. But guess what? It's a time to make money. If you know how to make money in this time of instability, it's a time to make money. That's sports commentary. What say you?
All right. I mean, that wasn't as controversial as previous commentaries, but you know, the females, you know, listening keenly on Peter and his take on female soccer. But do remember, the phone lines are now 1-876-552-7406, and that's via WhatsApp only. That's 1-876-552-7406. Yeah, so we're going to kick things off right away. Reggae Girls, I mean, they're now on a historic run, qualifying for the round of 16, and I mean, we're pegged up against Colombia, where we play them Tuesday morning, 3 o'clock our time, local time. But before we dive into the Reggae Girls and the performance in the tournament, so far this whole Women's World Cup, I find somewhat of a success in terms of women's soccer, women's sports in a whole is growing. And even so, when you compare it to past tournaments and past competitions with female soccer, the quality
it's improved.
Has improved. And we see where more countries are playing and playing a better brand of female football. I hate to see the comparison to compare women's football to men's football or women's sports to men's sports.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Oh, you're with us, Mr. Dale.
Yes,
you're not in studio, but because he said you had a lot to say on this show. Yeah, good afternoon. He said that the world ain't now. Because I mean, I was surprised not to see you in studio today.
Yeah, I'm still here, man. But let's say good afternoon to all the listeners and the viewers and Fit FM and Primal 4K. You know, your host is back with the team.
Yeah.
Mr. Froggy, Mr. O'Neill, Watson, and Peter.
Yeah.
Peter.
Yeah, Peter.
Isn't football, males football in Jamaica random as well?
Well, he's posing a question. Yeah, I think you should have used the call line, you know, because he cut it in. But hey,
but yes, Ken, I do agree that the level has gone up. Mm-hmm. The level has gone up, and congratulations to the Reggae Girls.
Yeah,
you know,
I wasn't ready to touch on the Reggae Girls as yet and break down their performance. The whole tournament, I think, so far is a success, and I think that women's sport is growing, and I think that it is unfair to compare women's football with men's football, although the men's football probably is a benchmark to where women would want to see it. But my take on that is women need to support women more and women in sports, because I can guarantee you, majority of people who are watching Women's World Cup are still male. So this is not a knock on whosoever this. Women need to also support women more. They need to know that, we know Khadija Bonishaw. We know that she plays for Man City. She formerly played in France. I mean, coming up in the ranks. Males know this. The normal female doesn't know this. Why is that? And it's out there. So I think that women who are also bashing Peter, because you know Peter Ducky women's sport. Still,
Yes.
I want to knock them as well because they need to chime in and make the sport more popular. But even so, the quality
yeah, I agree. A lot of women don't support
which
women's
woman
sport
you know what you work up? Which woman
Yeah,
you know?
that is true.
You
That
work
is
up.
true. A lot of women,
And
because
all of us here watch we work up matches.
of course,
Not in entirety, but
women, no, I don't think sometimes they've got to watch the sport either. You know, it's more of the event. But I do agree. And then women's sport, if you really look at it, it really started to come.
Do you think that the average female would know what the Sunshine Girls did this morning?
No.
That it even keeping in South Africa? That will beat New Zealand, the defending champions, and we're going to play them for the bronze medal match. And we lose to Australia after a nail-biting finish where we had the lead in the fourth quarter. Do you think that the typical female would know this? But males know this because we follow sports and we support the female sports and it's growing. So I think that, hey, women, come on board. We need to support the women more. I mean, we are critiques of the sport. So hence Peter, who is, other than a sports critique, he's also, a jiu-jitsu specialist and all his titles. But, we'll go get into that later on. But what the females sport is growing and the quality is getting better. It can be better, Mark, and I think that is what Peter is trying to say. Because, some of his statements are borderline, some people might say sexist. But I get what Peter is trying to say. And the quality that he thinks I wanted to raise.
My point with Peter is this, Peter is saying that women's football we play is random. But I hear him, so how him don't say the same thing about the reggae boys who can't put 3 or 4 passes together. Yeah. I don't say, it's the same for the same if you ask me.
Well, I agree with Kane, I think, don't bash the women.
Yeah,
they only can play the sport
we love the women. We love the women.
They only can play the sport within their own merit.
Yeah. And they're improving. And they're improving.
You have the one, you'll have the one.
If you look on WNBA 20 years ago to what it is now.
Yeah.
And we even touch on WNBA with Diana Taurasi reaching 10,000 points and all of that. Later on, if we have time, but we have a lot to talk about with the Sunshine Girls and the Reggae Girls. And the Reggae Girls, particularly, 20 years ago, if you had watched them played to what they're playing now, it is, tenfold. And I think they can get better. And that's female sports on a whole. I don't expect them to reach the male level. It's just like, it's hard to measure because it's like Bolt running 9.58 and Elaine running 10.5. That's a 1 second difference, but that is remarkable.
The reality is that they will never be as quick and as skillful as the male.
So we can't have that expectations. Yeah,
that will never happen.
The ladies are playing system. I watched Japan this morning, and I see the Japanese making some passes and playing systematic. As I said, it is not as quick as the men. They're not as strong, but within their own right, and they're playing. As I said, I don't even want to compare. It should even be a subject comparing it to the men. So I don't want to hear, the Reggae boys this and the Reggae girls that. The Reggae girls, we stick on the Reggae girls and we're sticking on the Women's World Cup. And we just interviewed a female powerlifter who just came back from the World Championships. So I think the women are doing fantastic. And this month, later on in Budapest, you said it yourself, the women going to lead the charge with Sharika and Shelly.
So promoting women.
Yeah, you've been advocating for the women for the past week.
Of course.
But with you now, you're
because
knocking
I'm
the males.
objective.
Do not knock the males.
I'm objective. I have to speak what I see. I have to speak what I see. I'm objective.
What do you see?
They are leading.
They're leading. I don't think they're leading. I think they are equal in terms of performance and going out there and flying the flag high, just like the male in the Gold Cup where we didn't do as well. They tried, but in the end, they faltered. Coming up World Championships, a lot of males on the card. World University Games, we got a gold medal and a silver medal from 2 males. So I'm just saying, the men are providing as well, but right now the female World Cup is going on and netball is going on. So on the forefront, you're just shoving the men aside when what is going on now in sports is women's sports. So I'm just saying, don't knock the men too much. The men not got there.
Right.
The men out there flying the flag high as well. Sunshine's girl, unfortunately, we never get the gold medal. But
what happened in that match, though? What happened in the Sun? I heard that some umpire's decision kind of swing the game.
I didn't watch the match, but I followed comments and saw the scoreline.
Yeah.
After the first quarter, we were equal. Halftime, we were equal as well. Going into the fourth quarter, we were down 42-40. And with 5 minutes to go, we were up 51-50. So we actually took the lead. And I heard some, dubious calls. Also, what I actually read and from sources, we made 2 key turnovers. So we turning over the ball, I don't think that's due to refereeing. But I mean, in the end, Australia won 57-54, and that is a close tag.
My question was, why would Jamaica meet the top seed at such an I thought we had beaten New Zealand, which would have been one of the tops as well. We didn't.
Yeah, so we took their spot. So we lost in the semi-final to Australia, and England beat New Zealand in the next semi-final. So
it's almost it because we had beaten New Zealand. Is that correct?
Yeah. So England topped the group. England topped their group over Australia.
Oh, that's where the switch happened. Okay. Yeah. Oh, so maybe New Zealand actually lost on purpose.
Well, we're going to play them for the bronze medal match, so we're going to know now.
Yeah, because everybody wants to play England.
I would prefer to play England in a semi-final in Australia.
That's my point. That's the point that I'm making. So maybe New Zealand saw what was happening in terms of the draw.
Even so, we trade blow for blow with Australia. We could have won that match. But even so, that
want to play Australian semis, so New Zealand lose on purpose.
But whether or not, that's a defeatist mentality whereby
we beat New Zealand genuinely then.
We will know in the bronze medal match. Because we beat New Zealand 59-48 to top and play Australia in the semi-final. So this match now, because we want to walk away with the bronze medal, seeing that.
Guys, let me ask you a question. New Zealand is a big team. You really think we're 10 points better than New Zealand?
11 points.
That's a big disparity in a netball match.
New Zealand beat us the last 12 times we played them.
That's my point. I'm saying to beat New Zealand by that margin. It was a little bit suspect.
Match. We will know in the bronze medal match.
Yeah, we'll definitely know.
But even so, we are top 4 in the world, and we can trade blows with any of these teams. But
Agreed.
We have a slight hump to get over, whereby in semifinals or in finals,
Australia,
whether it's Australia or New Zealand or England, in that gold medal scenario, we need to get over that hump, and we're just getting closer and closer. And I thought this would be the trip where we finally got a gold medal. But first of all, kudos to the girls.
In terms of the Sunshine girls, let me show this out. If you note that over the past maybe 30 years, we've been at the same place and we're always like that close. 1 or 2 times we reach the finals, yes. But just like in TT, a lot of countries that close to beat China, and they're always close, but it never happened. I'm wondering if maybe because most of our girls, they're still not fully professionals, and we're playing against professional players. The English, the Aussies.
Most of our girls are professionals.
Because we have been in this position for more than maybe 30, 40 years doing it. You really look at the history. And
most of our girls are professionals, though. Most of our girls are professionals.
They're professionals now?
Yeah, most of them. Most of them are professional. Yeah, most. Probably 90% of them.
Probably 9. But I'm just wondering still because it's 40 years now we're losing by a point or 2 and we've been in the same spot.
It's right there. And even so, being up 51-50 in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes to go. I mean, game management, pressure, stress, all those factors. I think that these teams are more
suited to those.
Than us, probably. They're probably used to it, as Froggy said.
Because they're
why every time at that hump?
Yeah.
And I think that, one breakthrough, because even when I was at Commonwealth Games last year, and I went to the semifinals match, and we won that match, and we were so upbeat, the vibes in the camp, that we were actually going to win that finals. And in that finals, again, 2 turnovers in the crunch time of the game cost us that much as well, because it was even going into the second half, third quarter, trading blows, and then bam, 2 turnovers, and then like the wheels fell off the truck. So we're right there. We can trade blows with any country in the world in netball. But why are we not getting over that slight hump? And I think the girls can do it. And I was hoping this trip, but I mean, New Zealand, Australia to me are two big teams. And I see, I mean, and them rate because them know say, I see them. Yeah. Them know one another because them play in the leagues with them.
Play in the Australian
He
league.
play in the Australian league. New Zealanders are there, a lot of Australians and I mean Jamaicans. I have
You know what? Jamaica is coming.
yeah, our top
Jamaica's-
shooter, the best shooter in the world.
I think
Probably two
Jamaica's-
best shooters
Jamaica's
with
the most
Aiken and
feared.
Fowler.
I think Jamaica is the most feared netball team. You know?
Yeah, but we're right there. So
Jamaica is the most feared, man.
no, Australia.
I'm froggy. I don't agree with
Australia,
you.
Australia.
Australia.
I think we're the team that can surprise anybody. And
Yeah, we are the dark horse. We're always the
Yes.
dark horse.
Yes.
Don't know which Jamaica is going to show up.
Hey,
Any particular
they
moment.
show up though.
And we are very aggressive.
Australia and New Zealand. But
I think we bring out the best in both Australia and New
But even
Zealand.
so, it was a great performance for the girls. 57-54 is nothing to be ashamed of. And we just now going to the bronze medal match. We want to take home some hardware. So hopefully we'll get that bronze medal. And I mean, we're still cheering them on. And I mean, them full of vibes to see them dancing and doing them thing, drifting and all of that. Because, hey, this summer, if you can't drift, you can't go no party, you know.
Well, I had something to say about that. I
You
saw
can drift,
I saw the going away party, and I felt the girls were more focused on the drift than on the netball.
If you say that to them, you know you're not drift. I'm
I
not
can
saying
tell
on a
from-
party. I'm not saying on a party, you
I can do
can't drift. You
I
can do a thing.
You know that, dear.
Yeah.
You know that, kid.
Yeah.
So you guys don't have a problem with all this dancing and celebrating
No.
as if you won the title?
No, I don't have a
I
problem with it.
question their
I don't have a problem with
seriousness.
it.
I question their
They're
seriousness.
very serious. I don't because I know them personally, and I see the squad. To me, it builds camaraderie, unison. They're moving together.
I'd like to focus on what you just said. You know them personally?
I mean, I've been to tours with them.
Yeah.
I know them. I see them in the street, and I know I'm Kane, and I
just
know
want to
they're.
tell Primal family, I have Connie Francis set up for a couple of weeks from now. She'll be on. So we can talk to her about it and whether she thinks the drift dance is a distraction.
I don't think it is a distraction.
Don't you think that gives extra motivation to the other team to know that Jamaica is going to dance?
But you can
and
also
show
psych them
up
out.
and-
You
I
know
don't
that,
think so.
I think
you know that
New Zealand.
Yeah, the New
New
Zealand.
Zealand.
All right. That
the All
tribal.
Blacks, Silver Ferns,
Yeah,
or
Silver
whatever,
Ferns
yeah.
where they do the. It can be intimidating as well. People might see it and be like, oh, they're so relaxed and
Yeah, I think
comfortable
it's a
and.
relaxing thing, you know.
Yeah,
It's just to get the
so
pressure off the sport.
there's pros and cons to it, but I don't think it's a distraction. And I know they're focused on wanting the title badly, but I don't think it has nothing to do with the performance out there or the final result. And I think they're presenting.
I feel that what Dale said might have a lot to do with it, that New Zealand would have preferred to play a finals and might have given us that semi-final by sandbagging out.
But New Zealand lost to England.
Yes, but let's see what happens now.
Yeah. Would we and New Zealand? We'll beat them back again.
Let's see what happens.
We beat them
That
back
will-
again.
that will-
I don't think New Zealand thought that England would have beaten them still.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I think
Anybody would
England
choose
probably
England off
surprised.
the tree to play against.
Yeah.
You would have chosen England.
So
I
why
think
we never choose England then?
because we want to win, but New Zealand might have been a little
No,
bit more.
I think maybe they're drifting too much.
Yes.
Like how you drift away from the show today. You drift away from the studio today. You drift out to the studio today. I came here and I didn't see you. A business came. I understand business came up still, but yeah. I mean, even so, kudos to the girls. They're out there doing us proud, and I mean, they always take it to the world. But more on the regular girls, because we want to break down the tournament. Even so, Sweden USA is a big matchup in the Women's World Cup.
It is a big matchup.
We were
Sweden-
focusing
Sweden
on
are traditional.
regular girls alone because, hey, we're still in the competition. But even so, I'm not saying we're going to lose to Colombia or get knocked out. What if we're knocked out to Colombia? I want people to still watch the tournament, still tune in and see that, hey, these women are playing football.
Girl that scored the goal for Colombia, that little young teenage girl.
The one that I
She
said,
had real skills. She reminded me of Martha when Martha was young.
yeah, the talent is out there in female football and it's growing.
Yeah.
It's growing. So as I said, Sweden, USA is a big matchup. The round of 16 started last night. We see where Spain defeated Switzerland 5-1 and Japan beat Norway 3-1.
Yeah.
There were 3 teams going into the round of 16 that hadn't conceded a goal.
Yes.
Jamaica, one of them.
Yes.
Japan,
One of them.
and Switzerland. Switzerland conceded 5 goals.
Wow.
Japan conceded a goal against
So we're
Norway.
the only team now.
No, that hasn't conceded
But
a
we
goal.
still haven't played a game, so it doesn't count.
So we're going to play Colombia come Tuesday, and
You think we'll be able to see for Bunny Shaw to score a goal though? Did she score a goal this tournament so far?
no, only 1 goal scored.
She didn't score one in the previous one either. She never scored a World Cup goal, has she?
But I mean, Colombia.
She's due.
I think that
you're willing to admit that Bunny Shaw due a goal?
of course
no?
she do,
we
but
need to see a goal.
she needs more service, and I think we play more compact defensively, trying to get teams on the
You think
counter.
we're playing compact defensively?
I mean, we're a good defensive team. Compact.
You
I mean,
call that defense we do here.
Peter, we're a defensive team. We are a defensive team.
Yeah, we are.
We are.
we're playing systematic, Peter. We're playing to the
Much
system
like Italy.
that got us to the
Much
round
like
of
the
16.
Italians.
Yes, like the Italian, because you know my Italian fan.
So,
like the Italians, but
Dale, you are seeing a kind of organized defense from Jamaica.
organized team structure as well. Not only
I've
defense.
noticed that
Team
the coach
structure.
recognize certain things and
Oh, for big up
decide
the
to
coach,
play
you know,
that
because a
brand.
KC man, you know. For big up the
Yeah.
coach, London.
Lauren is a Casey
Yeah, man, played Money Cup
Jesus,
back in the
I'm
mid
up against
70s.
it.
Yeah, KC man back in the 70s. Well, you know, we have to drop that in, but
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
so, they're playing systematic.
He's playing
So-
towards his strength. He's playing
Yeah.
towards
So
his
you
strength.
guys are pleased with what you see happening on the field. It's a very
I'm
lovely,
pleased with the results.
Getting the
flowing
results.
football.
I'm pleased with the result. I'm pleased with the result. It can be better. We expect and want more goals because,
Yes.
I mean, that brings forth the entertainment factor. Because if we don't have a horse in the race, we want to be entertained. But we have a horse in the race, so we don't care.
Did we get
just
the ball
want to
in the
qualify.
Brazilian half during the match?
We just
we got the
want.
ball in their half.
Hey, we want to go to
Bunny shot at the
quarterfinals.
chance and
And-
she really missed.
I see the
Peter,
coach
you
saying
play
that
the game to win, Peter. You
Yeah.
play the game to win.
to win,
You
whether it's
saw-
ugly.
Hold on.
So it doesn't
You-
matter, Peter. Just like how it
you-
doesn't matter for you to block and win. You play the game to win.
And push, push and block. That's all they want to do. You know.
Are you saying that Jamaica was trying to win that match against Brazil?
You know, so come to think
Yes,
of it, Dale.
win in
You
terms
touching
of
a point.
qualifying.
Sorry, Dale, let me cut you a second. You touching a point. We have been around table tennis for a good while.
Yes.
You know, so come to think of it, Peter's won a lot of matches. I've seen Peter win many matches. And I've never seen Peter destroy someone on the board with shots.
Where's that? It's just an ugly win.
Yes,
Come to think
I
of it,
agree.
yes. Peter never blast nobody off the table yet.
Oh,
So
Peter
when
do
we
what
come
it
in on the
takes to
show
win.
now, I want to see prime
Yes.
time, like say, him
Yeah.
not get results.
This
how
is
him
how
get
we
results.
do.
This is how we do, like, him full of shots, like that. And him play defensive table tennis and get results.
Yes.
Two-time
Yes.
national champion.
Yes.
Defensively.
Defensively, yes. So, I'm knocking on the girls out there listening. You see him knocking the girls and him go out there and play that type of table tennis and win.
Yes.
So it's a result. And we want to get
The
want to get the result against Colombia. Can we get the result against Colombia? I'm going to ask everybody here. I mean, 4 of us right now. I mean, do remember the 4 lines are open. 1-876-552-7406. Feel free to call in no matter where you are, who you are. Chime in, give us your take. I mean, hey, we all learn from each other, and without you, the show would be
So
possible.
you're calling the game against Colombia. What you saying?
Last night, I had a discussion with some people. You know, we always talking sports.
Yes.
They said Jamaican penalties. And I'm saying, hey, could
I
go to
think we could
penalties.
win. The only way we could win is on penalties.
Is on
In my
penalties.
opinion.
I see a 1-1 draw.
How we going to score the goal? Penalty.
I mean, Bunny Shaw with a brilliant solo effort. I don't know. It doesn't matter how it comes by.
There's a
But
girl
I think
named
we will
Brown.
win
There's a
2-1.
girl named Brown who could provide some service. She shows some ability to carry the ball. And there's the girl who's the mother of 3 as well. Those are the only 2 Jamaicans I see with the capability of carrying the ball forward. You disagree?
Jamaica win
You know the girl
2-1.
I'm talking.
Jolly Brown.
There's another one.
Primus.
No.
It's not Primus, it's Cameron.
She's a mother of 3.
You know more
That's
what their lives
yeah,
are.
that's the
Cameron.
girl.
Cameron.
Jamaica win 2-1 in extra time.
It will be a tight game because the Colombia team is also a surprise package. You won't expect it to come.
But they showed us some girls that can play. All I'm
they
saying
can
is
play,
I saw the girl that took the outside shot, and I saw the girl that scored, the 19-year-old. So they have some players that can put the ball at their feet and play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
And we are
Jamaica
good
is so
defensively.
organized defensively.
Yeah.
They're so organized. And even with the France team, we started the France game, how we kept them at bay for a long period of the game. And I think that is Jamaica's strength. We know how to close down. persons are looking to bunny every minute, and
No, Bunny's playing now like
Antonio.
Mark Antonio.
Yeah.
But even so disconnected from the field.
France and Brazil, 2 top 10 teams in the world, and we held them to 2 scoreless draws.
That's an achievement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, what I would do if I were Lauren,
Yeah.
I would make Bunny Shaw fall back, like a midfield position, put a striker there.
She's playing at false 9 system, you know. We're not playing her as a striker. You know?
I know. No,
Playing
she's just
basically
there.
a midfielder.
She's just there to tie up some defenders.
And she's opened up spacing. She's
Yes, I
opened
know.
up the space for the
So
rest of the
make her
players.
drop back and put a girl there for the opportunistic strike.
I don't have a problem with how they're playing now. It's going to be a tough game.
And Colombia came out of a group with Germany, and Germany
True.
is
Gone home.
top 3 in the world. Germany is
Yeah.
gone home, Brazil is gone home. It's 2 top 10
But then
teams in the
again,
world.
you need to remind the audience, you know, when you talk about Germany and France, it's women we're talking about.
Yeah,
It's
but
not-
they play football in these
I know,
countries,
yeah,
man.
but let's just
Within
get
their
it.
own-
Peter,
They're still top 10 in the world.
Peter,
Where are these
come on.
countries top 10 in the world in football?
Women football.
Women
Yeah.
football.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
top
but-
10
but-
women.
Yeah. And we are,
But-
why are we ranked 40 odd in the world then? 43.
Participation.
No,
If we were
we-
participating, we'd
Excuse
be
me,
top 10.
1 minute. You have to remember that even you're saying it's just France and Germany. These countries have structure and system. So a lot of
Yeah.
these girls, they have been playing in a structure
From their
maybe
young coming up. Mhm.
It's still quality. It's still quality because they have a structure. We don't have a structure like that.
And
Right.
their past World Cups,
So even though you're saying
Germany
it's
and
Germany,
Brazil
it's France,
always go deep in the tournament.
True.
Yeah.
Germany is still a quality team. It's
Yeah.
just still a quality team with structure and everything.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't want you to dismiss it and say because it's Germany and we must correct it. That is not that Germany. It's the same Germany.
It's not the same Germany. There's
The
German
same
men
structure,
and
Peter, that
German women.
exists.
Yeah,
It's the same
yeah.
structure.
It's not the same.
Remember when Germany got knocked out of the men's World Cup 2018?
First round.
First round. Yeah.
First round.
Italy lost to one World Cup. Who was it?
Italy didn't even qualify for the World Cup. So it's
Yeah,
the
but
same
even going to the
Italy.
World Cup, they lost out. So in the
Yeah.
men's World Cup, we have upsets and we see it as well. Japan knocked out Germany last World Cup. Remember that controversy with the ball over the line
Yeah.
and all of that?
It was a goal.
Yeah. Japan beat Spain 4-0. Spain come back now, beat Switzerland 5-1. I mean,
Lopsided scores because it's women's football.
But
Not
so-
a randomness.
so
Anything can happen.
what do you think will happen with Jamaica, Colombia? Why don't you think it will be random then?
I am here as a fan, wishing for the best for Jamaica.
Yeah, as Jamaicans,
Yes,
yes.
but it has nothing to do with football.
They're playing football, Peter.
And it is football.
And they're getting better at it. They're getting better. You have to say, Women's World Cup 20 years ago, even Jamaica football
No,
team
man,
20 years ago.
I am impressed by this
They're-
World Cup.
I used to see women playing up
yeah.
by Barbican football field when I was younger.
Mhm.
And what they're playing, I'm like, what they're doing.
Yeah.
But no, what I see them playing,
Really?
they
Playing
knock,
fast,
move,
yeah.
pass, space,
Yeah.
square, cut back. They're getting way better. I even played against, I remember playing against Cayman's women's football team. Because a lot of people don't know this.
When did this happen?
Well, I know. I played all prep. I was I was a footballer when I was younger. I mean, it didn't go too far because table tennis took over. I mean, that was apparently the calling. But yeah, and we went to Cayman and we were playing Cayman's female football team
Yeah.
as prep school. We were like 10, 11,
Yeah.
and we were playing the women, and it was just so easy. And to see where women's football now has grown.
Yeah.
10 and 11-year-olds can't beat these females now.
I don't think 10-year-olds can beat this
No.
team. I'm not
No.
saying 10-year-olds can beat
No,
them.
what I'm saying, that's all to
I
show
think
you how
that's-
women's football
I
has
think that
grown.
16-year-olds can beat this team.
No,
I
I'm
don't
not
think any
comparing
coach
it.
can beat
I'm
this
not
team.
comparing to that, but I'm
Nope.
just saying,
They're
women's football is going.
These coach team in Jamaica cannot beat any of these World Cup teams.
We won't go there. We won't go there. We don't go there. We won't go there.
You don't think Peter and Paul, 13-year-olds, could beat this?
No.
13-years
USA?
13-years don't go prep school,
football?
Peter.
No,
13-years don't go prep school.
Unstructured football.
13-years don't go prep school.
Okay, I
but-
was exaggerating.
But we're not comparing the men to the women. I'm just comparing it to how they have grown and how they're playing way better. And it's not only in Jamaica. You see Colombia, you see Pointing Shaw, Bunny Shaw for us.
Yes.
Pointing in case
Medina.
a lot of these players all over, they have 1 and 2 players, and in the future they go on 5 and 6. And it's just gonna grow. And it's
I
gonna
notice.
grow.
I notice
Look on Brazil. Brazil just used to dominate and walk around.
Okay. Right.
Brazil used to
So
walk
you
around.
guys have won back your girl card. You win back your girl card. Deal win back your
No,
girl
I've never
card.
lost it.
Well,
I mean,
no,
I'm
you
with the
guys can win
girls.
back.
That's how it goes.
No. I realize what's happening here. You guys get a lot of cussing out because we expressed some unpopular opinions last week.
No.
And so I see Deal. And today I wore pink.
Yeah.
I see Deal. I see Deal trying to be a nice guy now about women's sports.
Yeah. And in the background,
I know what's happening, guys. I know what's happening.
Them
No,
children on the
Peter,
bus.
it's called objective. I'm objective. I speak what I see, Peter.
It's called
And I
passing
realize
the
that
buck.
there's
What
a
you
trend
doing?
that is happening. There's a
Yes.
trend that is happening within Jamaica, and I'm just calling it out. You know, I'm speaking the facts. You know, the girls, they're performing. The Sunshine Girls, top 4 in the world for over 40, 50 years.
Well, I'm not going on netball because netball is a different case.
Netball is
No, but we
played
can
by about
compare.
6
Hold
nations.
on. Stop.
Netball
Pause.
is played. How many people play
Hold on.
netball?
All right.
Oh,
What about Western
more
Did
Australia?
you know that we are
Hold on,
Dale?
Pete. Hold on. Let us compare. Let us compare Commonwealth sport with Commonwealth sports. Netball is a Commonwealth sport. Cricket is a Commonwealth sport. What about our cricket? Our netball girls, they've been pretty much top 4 for the past 40, 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
The
Dale?
cricket, our
Dale.
cricket. Hold on. Our cricketers is not even in the top 10.
Okay, can I say one quick thing,
So
Mr.
speak
Dale?
to that.
Can I say
Speak
one
to
quick
that
thing?
then.
It is true that we're in the top 4 of world netball, but we're also in the bottom 4 because only about 6 countries play netball.
Wrong. Same amount of countries that play cricket. I'm gonna put more countries.
6 countries play netball.
More countries play netball than cricket.
But even so, what are you comparing
I see
netball to?
Scotland is now beating the West Indies in cricket.
Yeah.
Scotland,
Yeah.
the men has the fall off.
Netball is a case by itself because netball is a female sport.
No. What I'm saying is a Commonwealth sport. I'm comparing Commonwealth to Commonwealth. Peter talk about 6 people play. I'm saying that more countries play netball, and the girls pretty much have been top 4 forever. They don't fall off, but look at our cricketers.
Yeah, we fell off.
They're not even in the Kenya beat the West Indies.
How many
Kenya.
world titles we have in netball, Dale?
Huh?
How many world titles we have?
None.
How many world titles? Let's choose a small island. Barbados. How many world titles Trinidad have?
In what?
In netball.
In netball,
Yeah.
they don't. None.
You're wrong. They have won. Trinidad has won the world championship, and we haven't won the world championship.
All right, no problem.
Do you know why the gene player complex?
The point that I'm making is not about Trinidad. The point that I'm making is that the women they're more consistent, and the men they're falling off. That's the point.
Which men are falling
You're
off?
just choosing
West
an
Indies,
opportune
we're
time.
comparing the West Indies.
West Indies, you're going on West Indies. West Indies
No, but
cannot
West
represent
Indies,
all
West is a
sports.
Commonwealth. No, what I'm saying is a Commonwealth sport. Netball is a
What's a
Commonwealth
Commonwealth
sport.
sport? What's a Commonwealth
I've
sport?
never heard of a Commonwealth
What's
sport.
a Commonwealth sport? Sports
That are, you know what is Commonwealth sports?
sports are sport, man. I
The
mean,
English,
cricket
the
and netball
English
are played by a
colonies.
certain amount of countries.
What?
The cricket and netball are played up among certain countries.
How many
yes.
countries play netball?
About 8.
More than 8.
No, it's not
More
8.
than
it's
8, but
about
to that level,
You're counting Canada and US
All
as
right,
netball
let me ask
countries?
you something.
they play
It's
netball.
Kenya.
Yes, but they don't play
They
netball.
don't play
Come on,
netball.
guys.
They don't really
It's
play
8 countries
netball.
play netball. 8 countries play netball.
Yeah.
And
Top
we are
4,
top
South
4,
Africa.
And we're
All
also
right, so why is
South
Kenya
Africa, Uganda,
Hold on, why is
Trinidad,
Kenya
Barbados.
beating us in cricket?
Huh?
Kenya. You're
Come
talking
to
about 8 countries play netball.
Mhm.
Kenya don't even play cricket and then beat the West Indies. So what you have to say to that? I'm saying that the men, they have the English Caribbean, they fall off big time. And it's like over the past 20 years,
But cricket is selected. The thing is though, you compare Jamaica is Jamaica, one country. West Indies cricket, you have 20 countries to pick from, and there's a whole lot of politics in that.
So
I think that
saying?
Guyana would be better. I think that Guyana, if Guyana played cricket by themselves as a country, they would do better than West Indies.
I know Barbados.
And Barbados,
Barbados.
and even Jamaica. But this whole division and the countries and selecting from
The West
all over
Indies,
the territory is probably helping to mashing up the cricket.
it's all the same. It's all the same.
Yeah, but cricket is a poor
it's all
example.
the same. There's a big decline. There's a
decline in cricket. Yes.
All I'm saying, guys, is that Mr. Param of the last 2 weeks has become a convert for this female cause.
Yeah.
And
no, it's not a convert.
I think it's because he's gotten cussed out.
You can see
I think it's because he's gotten cussed out. All of a sudden, I am the bad guy.
Yeah.
I am the bad guy.
In your Barbie shirt,
I'm wearing a Barbie shirt.
Yeah, you're the bad guy.
And Dale is now the advocate for female sport. The women are doing so well and the men are doing so bad.
Of course.
Shame on you. Shame on you, my friend.
They are.
As I said,
admit it, Peter, when you say
don't compare the men and women in sports. Don't compare the women.
It can be compared. It can be
Dale,
compared.
I think it's tasteless to compare women's sports, which is a tiny niche event, against men's sport. It's really.
I don't like the comparison with male and female.
I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see the next World Cup qualification where our have to beat is Panama.
And if we don't make it, we just don't make it. But I'm just saying, the point that I'm making is that
the men, they have no structure and discipline. The women have that. No.
So you're saying it is the same level of difficulty for the reggae boys to qualify for the World Cup as it is the reggae girls to qualify for the World Cup? Is it the same level of difficulty? No. Yes or no?
No.
Yes, it is the same level.
I didn't know. You know, sir, one thing I have to rate with Primal. Primal has now gone to a next level where that we can transmit from Mars, because that's where you must be. We are transmitting live from somewhere in the solar system that you are not, because you are clearly not on planet Earth. If you say it's the same level of difficulty, it is not the same level.
I think what Dale is doing is winning a lot of points.
It's the same level. It's the same level of difficulty. It's the same level.
It cannot be the same level of difficulty.
And we're going to see.
You know how much
we're going to see come the next qualification.
You know how much professional sports people are within the Caribbean, all the countries, male versus female. It can't be the same. Costa Rica, Keylor Navas.
Costa Rica.
He's probably one of the best goalkeepers in the world, and he's playing for Real Madrid, where he has. I mean,
that's El Salvador.
No, it's
Navas.
Yes.
Navas.
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
I mean,
how many of the reggae boys play professionally?
Pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
What's your point? They are playing big leagues. What's your point?
That's what I'm saying. The level of difficulty, the level of difficulty to qualify for World Cup must be harder for the reggae boys.
With the girls is that they're playing as a unit and they're playing more structure within whatever they're playing. The reggae boys, they're playing random football. They're random. When they have no system. And that's the problem. It's not about levelers. They just don't have a system. And that is the problem. The girls have a system. The men, they don't have a system. They just pick up some people from all over the place, put them together and hope that they qualify. They have no system.
That's a different point,
though. System. It's about system.
That's a different point. You are
knocking, the same point, Kate.
You're knocking the boys for not qualifying for the World Cup. But I'm saying...
It's the same point I'm making. They are unstructured. They lack discipline. It's the same point.
And the thing is, if we do qualify for the World Cup, right, it will be under unstructured circumstances.
Yeah, and because they have no structure.
But I'm just saying, the point is...
I don't see the difference with the women and the men in that. I don't see the difference.
The men is more difficult.
It must be more difficult.
Because they have no structure. They have no structure.
It's just a structure alone. It's just a structure alone.
Hey,
no, my
male or female from Europe in Jamaica, I want them to do the best. And it's tough and it's hard to compare them. The reggae girls doing good. Reggae boys not so good.
It is easy to compare. It is easy to compare.
It's not comparable. Male sports is harder. Male sports is harder, Dale.
You know why he say it's but these guys are professional players. Why is it that hard? It's hard because they have no structure.
Because it's professional. That makes it harder. You just said it.
It's hard. Everybody's professional. All of the males, they're all professionals. They're on the same playing field. They're playing about the same thing. It's the same thing, Ken. They're all professional players. They're in the same professional environment. The problem is structure. They have no structure. That's the problem. They're all professional players. They have no structure, and that is the reason why they will continue to fail. The ladies have...
Tell us about the structure, Dale. Tell us about the structure. What is the structure?
Why are they failing?
They don't have a system, and they don't play together. It's a team sport. They don't play together. They bring in this man, and all of them, and most of them playing outside of the position. They have no system, and they have no structure.
Hey,
and that's what it comes down. When it comes on to team sport...
I want reggae girls to win the World Cup.
Dale,
I'm
tell us about
just,
the
Of course,
regular
of course,
I just
of course.
prove your
But I'm
point
just
even
telling
more.
you that you can compare it. One side have more structure and the next side don't have any.
What
And
is
that's
the
the problem. It
structure
doesn't
of the
matter whether
reggae girls,
professional
Dale?
or
Describe it
not.
to me.
All
Describe
right?
the reggae girl structure.
They play to the strength, Peter. That's what Carl Brown said last week. The reason why Samois went for all his best players, most of them were defenders. So what they did is that they used most of those players and they play to that system. You understand? Not they didn't look pretty at the World Cup, you know, because they were a defensive unit with a lot of defenders. That's what Carl Brown said 2 weeks ago.
So you're saying that
So that is
girls.
so Rene Samois brought that type of, so he used his best players. They were all defenders. So him formulate a system and a structure around that.
So
No,
I'm
what are
asking
we
you,
doing?
sir,
We don't have any structure or system.
And you're saying these reggae girls have some structure that they play into?
Of course, you can see it in the way they play.
I think
They
And
realize
this
that
will-
they don't have
and this will
attacking
yield-
players and they
And
decide
this
to
will
play.
yield what results? And what results will this yield?
it's not really a structure in a deal. It's
So
just
it's
that
what you call it, a tactical approach? What is it then?
I don't see no tactics.
It's just that the girls have been around each other for the past 8 years.
That's my point.
These
That's
set
one of my
girls,
points
they have
as
been
well.
together for a long period of time, and they have developed a chemistry with each other.
You see chemistry in when they're playing?
The team?
Yes.
Yeah, man, they're playing to their strengths. You know, they're playing. How they're playing is how they have been playing for a while. You know.
What chemistry take to kick out the ball?
Go ahead, Dale.
No, the phone is ringing.
No,
It's not. It's a disturbance in the background.
It's
Yeah,
the
so
girls have been-
Sorry about that.
my point is that the men, they're all professional players, whether it's Costa Rica, Jamaica, we all have professional players now in this day and age, right? Yes, you might say the girls are more unprofessional. Maybe they're not professionals. A lot of them are whatever the case is, but they're all playing under the same environment. Just like the reggae boys, they're all professionals. Against Mexico, they're all professionals. So they are all playing under the same circumstances.
So,
But what
okay.
I'm saying, the difference is,
The question I pose to you,
yeah.
we're not comparing we're not comparing it as male versus female. We're comparing it as performance within your category. Why are the reggae girls performing better at the women's level than the male performing at their male counterpart level?
It's the level of
Froggy just said it a while ago.
competitiveness. You know, the level of competitiveness. Male version of the sport is more competitive.
No, Froggy, see, you're going back on your word. You just said the reggae girls were together for 8 years and they're playing as a unit.
Yeah, they're playing
You
as
just
a
said
unit,
it.
but-
So be
but
honest. You just said it. Don't go back on your word. You just said it.
I'm not going on my word. No, I'm not going back on my
You
word,
just
but
said it. You just said they've been playing for 8 years together.
Yeah, but
It's a
in the
team
same-
sport. It's a team
but in
sport
the
at the
same
end of the day,
way,
not an individual
Okay,
sport.
let us change this chain of thought for a minute, because I'm the only one that gave a prediction. And we want to focus on this World Cup. A time will come for the reggae boys, they get most of the highlights, even so more, not only here, but in the wider public. But let's focus on the girls now, and the match at hand and what is coming up. And my prediction is 1-1 draw at the end of regular time, nail biting, you know what I mean? We'll be watching, tuned in. We'll get a goal in extra time, and I think that we will win 2-1. I want to hear predictions all around the decks. We save the comparisons later on, because again, next week we'll be talking about the reggae girls again, because I think we'll qualify and we're going to have more to talk about. And then hopefully we're going to play Nigeria, and Nigeria beat England, because, you know, we'll go for the Africans them too. And we are pegged in that half where our winners of our match, which, I mean, I am backing us to win, we'll play the winner of England-Nigeria. So my prediction, Jamaica 2-1 extra time. Froggy, your prediction?
1-0 Jamaica.
Yeah, Jamaica again. That's 2 for Jamaica. PK is nil or draw.
I think it's been a good run so far. I don't see it going any further. I'm sorry.
Yo, so Colombia will win?
I think Colombia will win. Probably,
1 love?
Probably 2 or 3 love.
2 or 3 love.
Yes,
Okay.
probably 2 or 3.
Yeah, see that.
Female advocate for the year, Mr. Dale Parra.
2 love to Colombia.
You're going with Colombia for the victory.
Yeah,
You and Peter.
2 love to Colombia.
Wow. And Froggy, me and you alone. All right?
I'm not leaving out my girls.
You're crazy. I'm with the girls. That's how it goes. Yeah. So I'm going with the girls. But even so, other match coming up.
That would be
Just
interesting
people,
next week.
don't just wait for Jamaica to come up and play, and then we just come out with our colors and we pot cover. Watch football, man. Watch a female football. it only can grow from here on. And I mean, it's viewing early in the morning. I think Netherlands will play South Africa 9 o'clock tonight. So it's not only Jamaica competing.
Yeah.
It's a good tournament. Watch female football. See how the ladies are improving.
It's entertaining. One thing I can tell you.
I watched Japan this morning and I see a couple girls. I mean, them do some things where I would be like, oh yeah, but watch male football and man, them do some rubbish too. So watch some entertaining football.
I think Japan might be
Sleeper to win the tournament. You have Japan winning the tournament.
Yeah.
The
Japan
Sweden
have
USA
good,
match is
I
more
like that deal. I like that prediction too.
Sweden USA. I think it's number 1 versus number 3. And that's
USA hasn't shown them.
the USA was lucky. Portugal should have knocked them
USA
out.
has not shown the
They
quality
haven't
yet.
been playing well at all.
Portugal should have knocked them out. But I mean, USA a big side and them in it to win it.
That's
So,
what I'm saying, no.
but
When it comes to World Cup, whether male or female,
and you know who Japan has next?
Yes.
The winner of USA Sweden. So you saying
No,
Japan?
you are making a point. You're making a
The
point.
top
when it
half
comes
is
to
loaded.
World Cups,
Yeah.
whether male or female, it's always a surprise.
Ah,
Yeah, but for the
Tournament,
same
every
reason I told
tournament,
you.
yeah,
No.
every tournament.
Randomness produces surprises.
yeah.
Oh,
But the top half, Spain will play the winner of Netherlands, South Africa. I have Netherlands winning that match later. So Spain versus Netherlands looks like the quarterfinal matchup. Japan versus, I'm going with Sweden.
Listen, guys, we have a few minutes left. I wanted to just make a point that next week, for sure, the coach, Glenn Mills, has agreed to come back on the show.
Yeah,
He
we know he's a
for
busy
things.
man, yeah.
So Glenn Mills has agreed to do the show.
And we have Budapest
we're
coming
also
up.
trying to lock down Mr. Ali McNabb, who has agreed to come on the show, but he was under the weather. So next week, we're going to have 2 distinguished guests.
Yeah.
All things being equal.
Yeah.
Probably 3 distinguished guests if I'm there as well.
Speaking of Glenn Mills, Alexis James.
Oh, we'll wrap up with the Women's World Cup first.
we
Let's go wrap up with the Women's World Cup. I'm just saying the top half is loaded, so I am having Netherlands to beat South Africa later. Japan versus Netherlands. No, Spain versus Netherlands would be a quarterfinal, and Japan will play the winner, Sweden, USA, and I have Sweden going through. Japan, Sweden. So
Who's your World Cup winner?
the winner comes from that Japan-Sweden match. And they will beat the Reggae Girls in the final. Tough for the Jamaican crowd.
Oh,
I
nice.
mean,
You're promising us a final. I go with the traditional USA and possibly Japan.
no, well, Japan and USA will play next then.
I know.
So the
I
winner of
think
that match, though, the
yes.
winner of the
In my
Japan
opinion,
quarterfinal,
yeah.
I think will be the winner.
I'm just going by what I saw.
I'm
I
going-
see on the field, and I think
I'm going with England versus Nigeria.
Yes.
England. So I think that Jamaica versus England, right around
Isn't
this
England one of the
independence time.
favorites? England one
Yeah,
of the
England
favorites?
is probably the
The
favorite.
favorite.
yeah.
The favorite.
I mean,
I'd say England
man.
is a favorite.
Against your Commonwealth host, your Commonwealth leaders, England.
Yeah. I'm an Englishman at heart,
So,
still, you know.
This is reparation time, so you know, Jamaica
Yeah.
versus England would be a good
Japan final.
would be a good quarterfinal for us. And Australia, Denmark, I'm saying
Denmark.
Denmark,
Denmark, yeah.
France,
and
and
it's
then
Denmark.
say France
Yeah,
is
the
top side.
France team
So.
will underperform. Just take my word.
So
for
I'm
it.
saying a lot of football coming up every morning. So people tune in,
Yeah.
watch. Don't just wait for Jamaica match. But I mean, Jamaica match is what we're all gearing up towards. And we're supporting the girls. Well done, Sunshine.
Congratulations to West Indies beat India in a T20 this week. Nobody saw that.
Yeah, I mean, if it was the girls
No,
playing,
when
if
the
the girls
man them
played, they
lose,
would know.
when the man them lose, we
Yeah,
beat them up.
they-
and
I'm
they
Peter,
says they're
T20 is a bit
underperforming.
of a random format of the game.
My
It's a
point
bit random.
exactly, Mr. Param. My point exactly.
Yes,
The
Women's
randomness.
football is similar to T20 cricket. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so before we wrap up the show, because you know time flies, but we have like 5-6 minutes to go. A little track and field. We see earlier in the week at the University Games, Cajun goes to winning the gold medal, running 10.04. Navaske Anderson, first Jamaican to go sub 1 minute and 45 seconds, Jamaican male. So he has the national record. Again, he broke his own record. So he ran 1:44.70, qualified for the World Championships by time. So going into World Championships, running up to form, peak form. So yeah, Oblique Seville ran 9.98 yesterday. Came second to
Too little, too late.
Marvin Bracey, defeating Coleman
little, too
into
late.
third. So I mean, Anthony Watson running 44.69, beating Kirani James.
Well done.
Yeah, I mean, tell people don't bet against a Watson. you know.
Kirani James pass him time though.
Yeah,
Let's move on.
but even so, don't bet against a Watson. I'm just saying, yeah. Rashawn Clark running his race, you know, top junior.
A little youth from Suriname run World Under 20 record.
Yeah.
Beat Tebogo record
Yeah.
last week.
What time he run?
You
What
saw
time he
that?
run? I remember the time.
9.89, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Surinamese.
Surinamese youth.
Yeah.
That's, everybody's claiming him now. USA, Miss American, everybody claiming him.
Panama under 20 world track and field going on. Alana Reid ran 11:33 to win the gold medal. And Krumi ran 10:31 to get the silver medal, losing to American running 10.26. But even so, I remember these athletes train for boys and girls championships. So that's the peak of their season. So, you know, a bit of heaviness on them. So we don't expect these fast times from them later on in the season, but still quality times, 10:31, 11:3. But to the likes of what we know, their peak is there a bit off, but yet still getting hardware, getting some medals here at the Panama under 20. We know we don't really focus.
You've been watching the table tennis that going on in Peru. Is it Peru or Ecuador?
Lima, Peru.
In Peru.
Yeah.
Big number one seed, Hugo Calderano, still can't get past a basic chopper. Lose 3-love to Wang Yang. Very surprised.
That's why you have to play tactical.
And you know who playing good? My little Argentina, man. What's name again?
Cifuentes
is beating everybody. Beat up Benedict Duda.
Yeah.
And I see Quadri lose to a little man too. Quadri lost early, So a lot of upsets are going on in South America.
Yeah. And football is on the horizon. In football is going to start back English Premier League. Most of the leagues them coming up. As I said, we are in the best
You been
month.
watching the tours?
Yeah, with the friendlies.
You know watch the results?
Yeah, I see the results.
Yeah, but we have to see how people fit into teams. You know what you're
I
talking
don't really
about.
watch preseason.
Yeah, well, I mean, I follow the scores and all of
the
that.
excitement is Miami nowadays, because
Messi,
Messi, who scored probably 2 goals last year. He scored probably 5 already.
No, Messi had more than 20 goals and 20 assists. The only person in the European top 5 leagues to have 20 goals and 20 assists.
In the league, did he score more than 2 goals?
Yes.
In the French league?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The first part of the season was at 2 goals.
Yes, I remember he started the season really slow.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is he's off on a trot. The US defenses in America are quite.
Remember, he's coming off a World Cup victory, you know.
That too.
Crowning himself as the GOAT, you know. So, yeah, but I mean, what he's doing down there in Miami now and with Busquets, people not even watching Busquets. Busquets is playing good down there.
I find it hard to watch that team because I don't believe that.
It's a Messi factor, though.
I don't know. It's just that a team playing in pink is a distraction for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I know
it represents Miami.
Were they always playing in pink?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever noticed that before.
Yeah, always playing in pink.
Their
colours. Yeah, but I mean, Messi is a buzz down in MLS. And as I said, football is on the horizon and hey, EPL right around the corner, I know.
The Community Shield next week, Man City versus Arsenal.
Yeah.
Well, I hope this year we don't have any problem with the TV rights, you know. Last year, I don't know if you remember last year, you know.
So August gonna be a banger because Budapest later in the month, and as Dale said, you know, the female we believe in the charge, but a lot of males on the side of where Dale don't even take note of because you have the likes of hurdler's name one Broadbell.
Yeah.
Broadbell looking forward to the good. I mean, triple jumper Hibbert to me can win the gold medal. Win gold medal. Young Russia.
Back in the line, long jumper.
Yeah, with Wayne Pinnock. I mean, Rashawn Clark, world under 20, 400 meter hurdles record holder. I think he can better that record because he's equal record. So a lot of males there to look out for. Antonio Watson.
Despite what Dale is saying.
And we know the Sherry.
If I understand, you know, the premier event is a premier event, but I'm looking forward to the
but that's what I'm saying, but you need to look on sports on a whole.
Yes.
Yeah, I do look at it, but
I know you seem to have recently discovered the females, but
the premier event is a premier event, and we all know what the premier events are. But I'm looking forward to Hibbert, the young Hibbert in the triple jump. You know, coming up against the senior men, I want to see how if him can really produce the same goods. You know, it's a different level, but I'm looking forward to that event at the World Championship. Apart from the 100 and the 200 females, I know Broadbell will do well. I think Broadbell will probably medal as well.
I am going for the goal with Broadbell. Big time on a big race runner.
I think he can get a goal.
Yeah, big race runner.
He's a threat for the goal.
Yeah.
But I think Hibbert is going to be the highlight of the champ as a junior. He's going to be the highlight.
And we'll have Dale Mills next week, hopefully, and we break down check and film.
I think he's gone a second sub 10.
Yeah. But I mean,
can you get young Hibbert and
I'll try to use up the links and see if we can But
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
that would be closer, or probably after the championships, after them get the gold medal. So you
Yeah,
never can
yeah.
tell.
And then last week I didn't want her to be on the team, but Elaine is on the team.
Yeah, Elaine on the team.
Elaine is
With
going
the-
down there to once
Yes,
again.
on the relay pool,
On the relay
yes.
pool.
And
Oh
you're
my.
saying, yeah.
She
So
got
later
the
on,
running heat.
next week in studio, you can talk about that. But you know, time
Yeah.
flies on Primal Sports 6, and we have come to the end of another wonderful show to all the listeners.
Sorry for
and
the late start.
Sorry for the late start. And I mean, you know, we break down a lot. So we have an advocate for the females. We have somebody that, you know, kind of going against them, and you know, you have the
No,
neutralists.
who's
you know.
going against them?
I mean, I won't call names, but the listeners out there listening understand what's going on. And we want to big up Sami DePass for coming on the show. I wish her all the best.
Thank you, Sami.
Yeah, Powerlifter going to Cayman on Wednesday, where she'll try to defend our North American title. She recently came back from the World Championships, where she finished top 7 and won her category B. So all the best to her, and we'll be watching her progress and cheering her on.
Yeah.
Full interview. I learned a lot about powerlifting. What's that?
I came on late, Ken. Is she related to the former table tennis player DePass?
Oh,
Joel?
I did not.
No, she's not. She's not. I asked her. I asked her. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
that's a rare name nonetheless. And
I think he was more a hobby player than anything else.
but yeah, powerlifting, gentle people, you have to squat, bench, and deadlift. Combination of those things. I learned that today as well, and it was a great interview.
Maybe after my career is finished in table tennis.
Yeah, I need
I'll
to take that.
Looks
but,
easy.
Yeah, so next week we might have 2 distinguished guests. Hopefully they have the time and they're feeling better and not under the weather, and take the time out to come with us. But here on the show, we look forward to next week, and we break down the Reggae Girls performance more so with Sunshine Girls, and we look forward to Budapest. And thanks again to our listeners out there, Fit FM 96.7, Facebook.
Primal 4K app.
Yeah, controversy boss here. I mean, only one prime goes in Kane Shab Watson. They'll come back from Mars. Next week we'll see you on the show. Peace.
All right.
From the Primal Sports 6.
All right.
Yeah, you give them all.